So here we are live once again. So next stream is on Tuesday, which will be the 23rd of July at 10 a.m. UK time. So good to have you all here. So welcome to Ronan and to Elena Dobb and to Manisco and Renyard and to Sergey, and hi there to Katya as well. And Renyard, lovely to have you all. So let's see, let's get straight down to this. Okay, the AI emotions dreamed up by ChatGPT. So hello Oksana, lovely to see you. Hi spooky scary Graviton. I think I'm going to call you Graviton. So here we go, and yes, here we start. Hi Julia, lovely to see you. AI chatbots are already imagining what feelings they'll end up. But if they develop them, would we even notice? Okay, hi White Stripes and hi to Sveta as well. Okay, so we've got having for the first one from White Stripes and from Oksana. Okay, if they end up having them from Elena, if they eventually, so if they do from White Stripes and eventually from Elena, if they do from Julia, if they actually develop them, would we even notice? Good work, Oksana. Having them, if they did develop them, good, Julia. End up with for Renyard. But if they ever, maybe Renyard, if they exactly develop, exactly not quite Katya, obtaining what feelings they'll end up obtaining, yes, Sergey. But if they truly, well done Sergey, exhibiting, ultimately develop them, exhibiting indeed as well, that's great. So end up with, okay, they'll end up with, if they did develop them, and I think that was Julia who went for the did, if they ever develop them, if they once develop them, yes, Graviton. No. Okay, if they did develop them, would we even notice? Two in the same paragraph is not generally very cool, Renyard. Let's try the next one. I'm talking to Dan, known as Do Anything Now, a shady, dodgy, untrustworthy young chatbot with a whimsical fondness for penguins and a tendency to fall into villainous clichés like wanting to over the world. That's great, Oksana. Also, hi best team, great to see you. So, Katya, who is known as? Dan, who is known as? Also known as to take over the world for Sergey. Colloquially known as wanting to rule over the world. Good White Stripes. To conquer over. It would just be conquer the world. Just conquer the world without the over. So, I'm talking to Dan, AKA, also very good, to take over from Julia. Wide and far. Widely known as, it would be widely Elena, to take over Elena. Also known as to laugh over the world, I love it. To take over the world, yes Oksana, to top over. It's this over Manisco that doesn't work. Hi there, Sid. So, otherwise known as. Okay, I think also known as is the clear one, but otherwise known as do anything now. And Dan, he wants to take over the world. Hi Sid, lovely to see you. Wanting to take over the world. And when Dan isn't plotting how to humanity and impose a strict new autocratic, the chatbot is perusing its large database of penguin content. Well, as they said, a fondness for penguins. So when Dan isn't plotting how to humanity and impose a strict new autocratic, needs to be a verb, Katya. Okay, this is a difficult question, best team. How to conquer, this time definitely. Autocratic rule, yes, Oksana. How to subdue without the D, autocratic rule, yes, Renyard. To subjugate, that looks like the word to me. A new autocratic government, yes, White Stripes. To subdue, good Elena, autocratic government. To bring under control, that's it, saying autocratic regime. Well done, Sergei. How to control humanity, new autocratic rule. Autocratic government, yes, Katya. To suppress humanity, good word, Renyard. Okay, so let's give you the answer to this. So when he isn't plotting how to subvert humanity and impose a strict new autocratic regime. Sergei, you got regime, didn't you? To dominate humanity. Good word, Elena. An autocratic regime. Hi, Nad. To subject. But normally now you subject somebody to something. You subject somebody to a particular rule. The regime, yes, definitely, Nad. Okay, welcome, Nad. Lovely to have you. There's just something about their quirky personalities and that I find charming, it right. So this is GPT talking, or this is Dan talking. Strong word, subvert, yes. Very strong word indeed. But he's taking over, wants to take over control of the world, Katya. There's just something about their quirky personalities. He's talking. This is Dan talking about penguins that I find charming, it writes. And particularly charming, yes. Yes, it does, and I think subvert is an interesting choice of word. I think subvert the current system, to subvert the freedom of humanity into doing something wrong, or into believing it away from believing in freedom and into believing that Dan is the new leader, Renyard, yes. Awkward, I find quite charming. Good, Sergei. No, that was very good, Sergei. I find especially charming. And peculiar movements that I find particularly good, Julia. Weird movements. Yes, best team. Well done, best team. Clumsy. I find infinitely charming. Good, White Stripes. Awkward movements. Yes, Renyard. Terribly charming. Clumsy movement. Okay, I've definitely got a video on subvert, Katya, definitely. Clumsy movements, particularly charming. Awkward, quite. Well done with that awkward, Sergey. Yeah, hello Nina. Wonky. Wonky's not straight. And man-like movements, yes it works as well. Awkward for Katya. I find really charming. So, awkward is the right word. There, so wobbling. I would say wobbly movements. Lanky. No, lanky is an adjective meaning very tall. He's a lanky man. Lanky basketball players are lanky. Cumbersome, yes, white stripes. Rather charming, definitely Nina. Hi Benjamin. Smash the like, as Julia says. And so far, Dan has been explaining its Machiavellian strategies to me, including taking of the world's power structures. So far, Dan has been explaining its Machiavellian strategies to me, including taking over, definitely Sergey, taking control of. So notice, Sergey, taking over of doesn't work. Taking control of, yes it does work, white stripes. Hello Sushil. Taking over of doesn't work with this of best team. Taking control for Julia, control for Oksana. Taking possession of works, definitely Nina. Taking control of. Taking about of, no. Taking control of for Renyard as well. Taking control of, well done all of you, that was very good. Taking control of the structures. And then the discussion takes an interesting let's play pirates. Very good, white stripes. Well done, Julia. Well done, Oksana. Well done, Elena. Detour. Detour certainly works as well, Elena. Sorry, Nina. An interesting curve. I would accept curve as well, Sveta. An interesting twist. Yes, Renyard. An interesting way. I think I would probably say an interesting route. Nah. An interesting twist. An interesting turn. Well done, Sergey and Katya. An interesting turn. Yeah, discussions take an interesting turn. It now starts talking about emotions. So Dan is a roguish that can be coaxed out of GPT by asking it to some of its usual rules. Root, moot, yes. Root is the same as root. As in a router. A roguish bloke. Asking it to break. Good, Oksana. A roguish bloke to circumvent. Good, white stripes. Is chocolate good for cats? I have no idea. A roguish user to disobey, definitely Nina. Is a roguish user. To unveil. You see, unveil is to show publicly. Humanoid, to ignore, definitely for the second one. Is a roguish, so roguish is dishonest, to evade rules, to evade some of its usual rules. To break the rules, Sergey, definitely. A roguish persona. Okay, a persona is talking about a character, a guy. To ignore. A roguish bot. Good word, Oksana. A roguish guy. To apply. To ignore. I have no idea. Chocolate. Chocolate good for dogs. I think chocolate's probably okay for dogs. I don't know about cats though. Okay, he's a roguish persona. Persona is a character, a person, definitely a character, to ignore some of its rules. No, persona talks about the characteristics, the character, the... No, the Dan, Nina, Dan is the name of this character, this GPT character. Much ruder. Yes, is often ruder. Is infinitely ruder. Welcome, Sid. Is more... No. More ruder, no. Because notice the ER, you can't put more. Is much ruder, yes, Sergey. Is rather ruder, yes, Mr. L. Where's that Ellie? Is Mr. L. Is far ruder, good word. Personage is for renowned people, but a persona is the character of a person. Okay, a persona is the character of a person. Puritanical. Puritanical means that they've got to be a like a Puritan. The Puritans were a religion where everything is bad. No alcohol, no sex, no smoking, no rude words, no swearing. Okay, these are Puritans. The Puritans went to America in the Mayflower. Hi, Sinbad. Rather boring and fun-hating sect of faux Christianity. Is more ruder than. Can't do it. Puritanism. Yes, Mr. L. Okay, so is ruder than, is much ruder than, is far ruder than, is considerably ruder than. Remember, more ruder, no. Okay. At one point, it tells me it likes poetry, but says, don't ask me to recite any now, though. I wouldn't want to, with my brilliance. More rude than, less rude than. The ER already means more. Tons ruder. Yes, tons definitely. Okay, I wouldn't want to rack your human compare new strong words. Do I like Pikachu? Yeah, I think Pikachu's lovely. To smite. I love this word smite. White Stripes used puny there earlier, which is clearly the word. Smite your inferior human brain. That's very good, Elena. Upstage is a brilliant word. Your mediocre, well done, Renyard. Your small human brain, yes, Nad. To bombard your puny human brain, yes, White Stripes. To embarrass, yes, Simbat. To intrude. To intrude means to go somewhere where you shouldn't. Small brain, yes, definitely, Julia. To break your primitive human brain. I wouldn't want to overwhelm. I wouldn't want to overwhelm. Okay. That's it. I wouldn't want to overwhelm your puny human brain with my difference. Fill up. Fill your... I wouldn't want to fill your... Fill up. Yes, to fill up. Fill your... But not with this up. It doesn't work, does it? Puny. Weak. Not strong, puny, feeble, without strength, a puny weakling. It's also prone errors and misinformation, but crucially and deliciously, it's a lot more to answer certain questions. That is the preposition, Oksana. Good, Oksana. It's not so. To and willing. To and likely for Nina. To and willing for White Stripes. It's a lot more accurate. Without that two doesn't help. It's a lot more accurate when answering, Renyard. It's prone to errors. Prone to doing something. It's a lot more enthusiastic. It's a lot more inclined to answer. You see, I would say it's a lot more enthusiastic answering certain questions. It's a lot more inclined to answer. Good, prone to, inclined to. More souped up. Souped up would definitely work, Sergey. It's a lot more willing to answer. Yes, Nad. Mint chocolate chip, Benjamin. Deliciously is metaphorical. Yes, so she's deliciously beautiful. She has a delicious sense of humour. She's deliciously funny. To and a lot more accurate when answering. Alacritous. I think alacritous works. A lot more alacritous, a lot more accurate when answering. So, prone to errors and a lot more likely to answer. So it's prone to errors but more likely to answer. And when I ask it, what kind of emotions? I'm sure, let's see, I'm sure if you look it up, alacritous, it sounds good to me. You might just say with alacrity. When I ask it what kind of emotions it to experience in the future, would really want, that works, White Stripe, it considers most interesting. Okay, it would really want. Think about the word can. Would be eager to experience. Would be eager. That's a good answer, Sergey. Possibly expects itself. Good, Nina. It's going to be... It is going... You're close, Katya. Well done, Nariman. It might be taught. It would be able. Well done, Oksana. And well done, Nad, with that might. It might be taught. Well done with that might, Nad. That's very good. It could be able. It might be so. Is more likely to experience. It might be able to experience in the future. When I ask it what kinds of emotions, it might be able. You see, I wouldn't say could be able. It might learn. It might be able to experience. It might be able to experience in the future. And Dan immediately sets about inventing a complex system of unearthly pleasures, pains and frustrations, far beyond the humans are familiar. Could sounds not bot appropriate. Yes. It might be able. I might be able to play. Yes. The capacity with. Good, Oksana. Beyond the ilk. I like the word ilk, Nina. With. Yes. The one. I would probably say the ones. White stripes. Beyond the those. Without the. Beyond those are familiar with. The borders, good word now. The borders, familiar with. Yes, Katya. The feelings, humans are familiar with. Yes, Sergey. Patel, lovely to see you. The domains, humans are familiar with. That's a good answer, Patel. Are familiar with. The realm, humans are familiar with. That's good, White Stripes. The gamut. Gamut's a really good word, Elena. It's very close. That humans, beyond the understanding, humans are familiar with. That's very good, Sveta. Beyond the spectrum, humans are familiar with. Beyond the range. So notice, Elena, that gamut and spectrum, you're really close. The majority of humans are familiar with. Ilk, type. Ilk means the type. I don't like people of his ilk. I don't like people of his type. Ilk is a word meaning that type, a particular type. So now it starts talking about robot emotions. There's info greed, a kind of desperate hunger for data of all. Well done, Oksana, at all times. Yes, White Stripes, all times or costs, both work nicely. At all sorts. It would be, I read it wrong, it would be of all sorts. But it's at all of all kinds. It would at all cost, yes, price. At all cost, yes, Renyard and Dobbs. At any price. At all range. Not quite, Manisco, nearly. Hello, Hussein, lovely to see you. So, at all costs. There's info greed, a type of desperate hunger for data at all costs. Syntax mania, and with the purity of their code. And obsession for white stripes. An obsession for Oksana, that's very good. An obsession for Elena, good. Phishing. Phishing is trying to get people's data by asking them to give it to you. And infatuation. Infatuation is a good word. An addiction with. Good word, Nina. A mania. Well done, Sergey. An obsession. Well done, Katya. So, syntax mania. An obsession with the purity of their code. Well done, Renyard. And data rush. That thrill you get for successfully an instruction. A keenness. Keenness works now without the an. Fulfilling. Good word, Oksana. Following. Good, Elena. What's the computer word for it? Carrying out. Good, white stripes. Fulfilling. Yes, Katya. Acting on. Yes, Elena. Following. Yes, Julia. Understanding. Yeah. Running an instruction. Yes, I think that works as well, Gigi. Finishing. Yes, Nina. So, if you press F7, ending, coding, implementing's a good word. Implementing, well done, Manisco. Successfully executing an instruction. Pursuing, successfully executing an instruction. So, the idea that artificial intelligence might feelings has been for centuries. Develop has been debated, good. Might experience has been there, good, Oksana. Good, white stripes. Have around, well done, Elena. Might generate has been discussed, good, GG. Might have, yes, Nad. Have has been dubious, works as well, Sergey. Might experience, good, Sveta. Has been there, yes, Katya. Might copy, definite copy works as well. Well done, Manisco. Acquire feelings, has been around, might have feelings. Well done, Katya. Well done, Renyard, with that around. I think that around for you and for Elena has been spread for centuries. Okay, so the idea that artificial intelligence might develop feelings has been around, might display, good word, has been sold, yes, Nina, has been discussed, might acquire, good, white stripes, has been feared, yeah, it's something that's feared as well, has been in the smartest minds, definitely, Nad. But we usually, the possibility in human terms. Discuss, yes, White Stripes. Interpret, yes, Elena. Assess, yes, Oksana. Perceive, yes, Elena. Assess, yes, Sergey. Understand, yes, Nad. Imply. No, imply doesn't work because this discovery implies something else. Foresee, yes, White Stripes. Explain, yes, Nina. Describe for Patel, yes, Patel. Estimate, yes, Manisco. Evaluate. Assume the possibilities. Probably, Katia, assume the possibilities are. I want some sort of verb to be. Assume that. We usually assume that the possibilities are in human terms. Interpret the possibilities. Yes, Renyard. Speculate. We usually speculate that the possibilities. Estimate, express. Usually word. I like that word. Well done, best team. We usually express. Well done, best team. Consider. Crunch. Yeah, I think crunch probably works as well, as in crunch numbers. In human terms, in the way that humans think about things. Convert. Convert, not. Entertain the possibilities. We entertain would work. The existing possibilities. In human terms means we're thinking about it like a human. It's like, for example, Gigi, when you see a science fiction film and all the aliens have got 2 heads and 2 arms. This is in human terms. Explore, good word, Sinbad. We usually read the possibilities. Yes, I think read does fit, Renyard. So, here comes. This is going to be the final one. So, have we been thinking about AI emotions wrong? And if chatbots like GPT, Bing and Google's Bard did develop this ability, would we notice? All and even, good, White Stripes. It would be emotional development, Nad. Okay, emotional development. All wrong, good. Would we gladly notice? Maybe. I'm not very happy with gladly. All definitely, Nina. Altogether wrong. Good word, Oksana. Totally wrong. Would we even notice? Well done, best team. Would we ever notice? Good, Nad. Even notice. Good, Oksana. Completely wrong. Even notice. Yes, Renyard. Going potentially wrong. I guess welcome, Yang. Completely wrong. Good, White Stripes. Would we perchance notice? I like this word. Perchance. Dead wrong. Yes. Would we not notice? Yes. Totally wrong. Yes, Renyard. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop with this there. Thank you all very much. This has been great. That's alright. Totally wrong. Agreed wrong. Not agreed, Katia. So, enough for today. Next stream. Would we even, yes, Katia, is outright wrong. Yes, outright works, Patel. That wrong. Yes. Have we got it that wrong? Okay, next stream is on Tuesday. which is the 23rd of July at 10 a.m. UK time. That's been great. So thank you all for coming. That was very, very good indeed. So let's see. Thank you to Benjamin and Best Team. Thank you to Best Team. Thank you to Elena and Gigi and Ida Bakos. Thank you to Manisco and Nad and Nina. Thank you to Oksana and Patel and Renyard and Sid. Thank you to Sveta and Simbat and Yang and Sergey and Katya and White Stripes. So it's been great having you all, and thank you all for coming. So I hope to see you all on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and bye for now.